What is up, crypto peeps? Hope you guys are doing well this Saturday or Sunday, depending on where you're at. Excuse me for not wearing a suit today. I just got back from the gym and I wanted to give you guys a quick market update. So it looks like, what is that? I usually have my notifications turned off. St. Peter, Jesus coin. Hi, have you heard what is happening with my coin? I'd like to offer you some of our holy coins, Jesus coin, in exchange for sharing the goodness of our beautiful coin. What is Jesus coin? It's time to decentralize Jesus. Fast P2P transactions. ERC20 token. Oh, beautiful. It's built on the Ethereum blockchain. Portfolio growth. Saves from hell. This is too good to be true. Hold on, though. I bet you they don't have a reputable development team. Holy shit. Jesus Christ, founder and CEO. Judas is a trustee. St. Peter, that's the guy who contacted me. He's head of public relations. This is like a murderer's row of who's who in crypto. Okay. But if they don't have a white paper, these guys are surely not legit. They got a white paper? Okay, that's it. This is by far the most beautiful white paper cover I've ever seen. And it's so organized. Value proposition, FAQs, use cases. They even got a Telegram group. Oh, hell no. I'm definitely shilling for this. Where do I sign up to shill for Jesus coin? In all seriousness, guys, this is really part of the reason why we can't have nice things. I don't know who the origin of that quote sits with, but you know, Jesus coin currently sits on coin market cap at a rank of 514. You guys know there are over 1,500 cryptocurrencies. It's currently worth, in terms of market cap, 739 Bitcoin, or at current pricing, that's $7.1 million. That's just absurd. I mean, when it basically is the same thing as that useless Ethereum token, where, you know, whoever made that was basically trolling the crypto sphere, saying that you can make up any ERC20 token that doesn't have any use and show why you can get people to invest in it. And you know, eventually this stuff will get weeded out, but as long as this stuff still exists, we will continue to be ridiculed, at least in some part, by the mainstream community. All right, now on to the analysis. And before I forget, since we were on the topic of Jesus all morning, I'm joined by my esteemed guest, South Park Satan. Okay, this morning is just getting too weird. So as you guys know, Bitcoin is down today, which means that the entire market cap is down as well, most likely. And you could see that we are back in the red. But I wanted to discuss a phenomenon that you guys might not be aware of or might not be privy to. And it's something that I've been noticing over the last at least five or 6 weeks. I definitely noticed it before in crypto, but because we've had this bull run, you know, towards the end of last year, it really wasn't, this phenomenon wasn't rearing its head because we were on such a parabolic rise and so many investors were coming into the market. But that is the problem of having a 24/7 market. See, when you're dealing in equity markets, and certainly when I'm trading stocks, there you get some respite, right, from investing and trading. In crypto, there is an exhaustion level. Like, people don't want to be trading 24/7. At least I don't. And that's definitely reflected in the markets, right? It's 24/7. It's 7 days a week. There is no respite. There's no rest. And the crypto markets are held to a higher standard in a sense than the equity markets, because at least the equity markets, they get a chance to rest. So there is no period of low volume that is time based, right? It's not like on the weekends you would expect lower volume because people are out doing things, people are with their families. There isn't really, you know, people are wanting to take a break from work. There isn't really a heavy focus on investing. It's not like a Monday through Friday sort of thing. Also, when you have a limited time, there is kind of that pressure to get your trades in and out. I know that when I'm dealing with stocks, you have an opening, you have a definitive opening and a definitive closing, and there's a pressure to trade in between and get your trades in, and you're monitoring the charts more. But when it's a 24/7 market, there isn't that sense of urgency. And the market is exposed to periods of low volume, which definitely sucks, right? It definitely sucks. And I wish that is one thing that changes in the future. I know that many of you probably like the 24 aspect of crypto because you get to enter in your trades at any time. But believe me when I tell you, it affects the market heavily because you don't have a definitive trading time. So people trade whenever, and they're not constrained by a certain time window where they have to get their trades in and out. And there isn't really an opening and a closing. I mean, we have these candles, but in essence, I mean, these candles are really 24-hour candles, right? They close at 11:59 p.m. UTC. You don't have a definitive time window like a 9:30 to 4, for instance, like the New York Stock Exchange. So the entire market is exposed to heavy periods of low volume. So say in one part of the world, like in Asia, for instance, let's take Asia, for instance, you have, mass sell-off or institutional sell-offs. In the other part of the world where it's still nighttime and people are sleeping, there isn't enough activity to counterbalance that, right? So then you are left with big red volume bars of sells, and there isn't enough on the other end to counteract that just yet. So it definitely creates an imbalance and creates volatility, and that brings me to my point. So why are a lot of people on the Discord and the YouTube comments, I see them discussing, why are we down today? Well, apart from the fact that that's just the nature of the market, right? There doesn't have to be an intrinsic or esoteric reason why we are down, every single day. You don't have to keep asking that. It's a market, right? It goes up and down. However, one phenomenon that I did see, and we've talked about this before, two phenomenons actually. When the week starts off strong, like we did last week, right? Then usually the week ends pretty weak. Right, it ends unconvincingly, and vice versa is true. But the second phenomenon that I see is that the weekends are usually a slow period, and that is not a surprise, right? I mean, that's based on what we were just talking about. So if we take a look at, this is the daily chart of Bitcoin. If you take a look at the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 weekends, and I'm just going to pull up a calendar real quick. Okay, so today's the 24th. If you take a look at the 17th and 18th, which was last weekend, the 10th and 11th, and the 3rd and 4th, and then the 27th and 28th. And if we go back to last week, you'll see that we had a slow start followed by a nice bull run to finish the week. But then this is Sunday's candle right here. You see this pretty big drop off from the previous day. Go back another week. So here is the 10th and the 11th. This is Saturday and Sunday, 2 bearish candles. Go back another week. So here is the 3rd, which is Saturday, right? And then the 4th. Look at this huge bearish candle right here. This was Sunday. Go back another week. You'll see the same thing over and over again. So the weekends are typically slow times for crypto, at least as we've seen. I would say for most of 2018, definitely the last 5 or 6 weeks. So what we expect to see is a drop off on the weekend, either both Saturday and Sunday, or for sure Sunday. So today we're seeing a drop off. Obviously, we don't know how the day will close, but it does look like we are on a downtrend for today. Now, if you saw the previous videos, the last couple of videos, I was saying that we look to be forming an inverted head and shoulders here, and I know you guys love when I draw this, but we look to be forming an inverted head and shoulders, and if that's the case, you'll see that we still have some room to drop off, and we might even reach this previous resistance level of 9.4, maybe even come down slightly below that to 9,200. To finish off this right shoulder. And if we don't finish off this right shoulder, then it will be a change in trend. And at that point, we'll evaluate. But I'm not going to sit here and, hypothesize that we're going to be hitting 8,000 soon. I mean, if the market is not telling you that or not giving you confirmation of that, you can't really say that with any amount of confidence. I mean, you can hypothesize and give, if-then scenarios. So if it breaks a certain resistance level, then this is where we're heading. If it breaks a certain support level, then this is where we're heading. And you can have, bi-directional predictions in both directions that are based on conditions. But just looking at this and saying, oh, yeah, we're definitely going down to 8,000, that doesn't really make sense without having justification for that outlook, right? And one other thing to note, if you change this to BTC value in CoinMarketCap and look at the price of altcoins in BTC, you'll see that because BTC is falling at a fast rate in the last couple of days, certainly overnight and this morning, that some altcoins are stubbornly holding up. Ethereum is one of them. Litecoin is another. Neo is another. Actually, these are probably my top coins to hold long term. Maybe a couple other ones as well, but certainly Ethereum, Litecoin, and Neo I'm holding long term. EOS, IOTA, Ethereum Classic is making a run here. That's one that I had sent out a trade alert for and already took profits on. So I'm not holding any Ethereum Classic at the moment. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely some good trading opportunities, especially on the more well-known coins. I do think that it's safe to hold at the moment because this right here is a precarious situation. We can go either way. If we complete this right shoulder, then we could see a path upwards. If the market shows us a reversal in some sort, then we could be on the way down. So set your stop losses accordingly, trade safe. And I'll close with this. Think of any 24/7 establishment, right? Whether it's a 7-Eleven or your local grocery store or a strip club or a casino, there are low volume times. The fact that it's 24/7, it exposes itself to having really slow times. So if you went into your grocery store at 2 in the morning, there's only a few people in there, but it's still open, it's still operational. They're still paying, overhead costs and keeping the lights on, and they're probably burning money during those times. But it is, they are periods of low volume. And if you look at it during the peak, right, during the day for the grocery store, at night for the strip club. But if you look at these markets during the peak, they're bringing in a ton of volume. And I'm sure that if you look at their balance sheets by time or their income statements by time, that these periods of heavy volume it's going to seem parabolic. And the periods of low volume are going to seem abysmal, right? It's the same thing with the crypto market, I believe. And maybe with more regulation in the future, we'll see changes to the timing of crypto. Maybe we'll have an official opening and closing. I don't know. But I do think that the 24/7 nature of crypto leaves us and the market itself with a ton of exposure that is unneeded. But that's the current landscape, right? Where we must be some sadistic motherfuckers if this stuff brings us enjoyment. So, all right. So that's it for today. Subscribe here, hit that notification bell, leave a comment, leave your crypto addresses in the comments, subscribe to the Discord. It's 100% free. Subscribe to the Patreon for the trade alerts. Stay safe out there. Peace.